Today on the Front Life Podcast, good news, bad news. Abortion clinics are closing, but abortion drugs are on the rise. We need to talk about this. Let's get started. Happy Thursday, pro-life family. Welcome to the table. Glad to have you back. Friends, how's it going?
Good. Yeah. Great.
So for the newbies who are watching, everybody who's been watching, you know who we are. But for the new ones, we'll go around the table and introduce ourselves.
Kim Schwartz, Director of Media and Communication.
Michaela Vaughn, Education Director.
Brent Klingerman, IT Director. So from the intro, I'm sure you've gathered already. We're talking about drugs. Again. Because I feel like we have to keep bringing this up.
And we just really want to, kill ourselves in the YouTube algorithm. We're really just, going for, all the no's, all the things you're not supposed to talk about.
Things, I feel like I'm going to use all of the words we're not supposed to use today.
Yes, but it'll still be a G-rated show. It's just YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first, it is the anniversary of the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Yeah. The sky has not fallen in, contrary to popular opinion a couple of years ago. Women are not lying dead in the streets. The population has not stopped growing. In fact, it's kind of been the opposite. I don't know what else to say. The doom and gloom, things are weird, okay? But it's not because of that.
Right. I remember the sky was going to fall. The economy was going to collapse. I don't think any of that has happened because of the abortion bans. So that's good. We have some good news and some, nuance.
It's nuanced good.
Yes. All right. So since Roe v. Wade was overturned, you've seen abortion clinics closing. In fact, I've got this article. Over 100 abortion clinics have closed since the overturn of Roe v. Wade 3 years ago. Awesome news. And I think that pro-lifers hear that and they start ringing the victory bells and they spike the football because it's yeah, that's awesome. That's what we wanted. And that's true. We've wanted abortion clinics to close because we want abortions to end. We want preborn children to be saved.
Correct.
And so people hear this, abortion clinics are closing, and they think that means abortions are declining. And that part's not true. In fact, over the last few years, even before the reversal of Roe v. Wade, we've seen abortions increasing. This one's another one that takes a little bit of dicing up here. Abortion proponents will say, look, abortions are increasing. That means your abortion bans are not doing anything. So you guys are just wasting everybody's time. You pro-lifers are just making it harder to get to the procedure, but you're not stopping abortions. And that take is not true on this abortion data. It is actually that more children are being born. And even these same outlets that are your abortion bans aren't doing anything. They're just making it harder for women to get abortions. Then they'll say, look, all of these babies are being born in Texas. This is tragic. You're forcing births. So they're not picking a lane here. They're just trying to go for the shock headline about
If this argument doesn't convince you, we'll throw out this contradictory one and just pretend like no one said the other thing.
Exactly. That is exactly what they're doing.
If the weather's sunny, it's too hot. If it's raining, oh my gosh, the sky is falling. It doesn't really matter what's going on. It's all bad because pro-lifers exist.
Exactly. So that's the direction that they're taking on this abortion data. And so that's not true. But pro-lifers will see these abortion numbers increasing and still kind of wonder, are we actually making a difference? Yes, we are. I think that people can hear the numbers that abortions are increasing and really not make sense of it because you hear these other headlines. Abortion clinics are closing, more states are enacting pro-life laws. And that's good momentum. But it's not the end of the story. The end of the story is we need to end abortion. And so why are abortions increasing? How are abortions increasing even in pro-life states? It's because of telehealth. People are ordering abortion pills online And you can have them delivered to your door no matter what state you live in because they're being shipped from other states and countries.
Yeah, and in Texas, the number is 19,000 Texans have died because of the abortion pill. That's 19,000. That's a very big
in the last
number.
year.
Yes, and that's in 1 year. And I think when we look at these two means for abortion, you have the physical brick and mortar facilities, and then you have the pill.
Right.
Fighting the pill is going to be a much more difficult battle than fighting the brick and mortars. I think the pro-life movement did a really good job of having sidewalk advocates, regular prayer presence, 40 Days for Life campaigns, rallying outside of the abortion facilities. And that was a great deterrent for women. I personally knew and had a friend who was experiencing an unplanned pregnancy, and she knew the Planned Parenthood off of 45. She knew that some of her friends would pray outside of there. And so she ended up choosing life for her child. But because she knew that she didn't want to be seen, there's also tons of stories of babies being safe because of those heroes on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the privacy of my home or my dorm room and ordering the pills,
Right.
we don't know to go pray outside
Yeah.
on the sidewalk
Mm-hmm.
of that house. Yeah.
At the Convention for Life this last weekend. Shout out to everybody who was there. It was awesome. One of our speakers gave this analogy that back in the day, if a shady person wanted to watch an X-rated video, they would have to drive to the X-rated video store and rent it. And like you're subject to that scrutiny and that pressure of being seen. And there's also just like the time deterrent, like the harder it is to get to the store, the less likely it is that you're going to do it or fall into that temptation. And so you could say there are fewer X-rated video stores now than there were 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Right.
Yes.
And that's good. But does that mean that there are fewer people watching inappropriate content online?
Oh, no, there is
no.
definitely not fewer people.
Right. And I think everybody can realize like, oh yeah, it's so much easier to access now than it ever has been. And so there are more people falling into that sin now than there has been before. So the pro-life movement cannot get into that misconception that because there are fewer abortion clinics, that means that there are fewer abortions. That's not true. There are more abortions happening. Most of them are happening by the pill and an increasing number by telehealth. Just to further solidify that point, of the 105 abortion clinics that have closed in the last 3 years, you would think, oh, that's because they're closing in pro-life states. Actually, more than half of the abortion clinics that have closed in the last 3 years happened in states with no new abortion limits. These are places like New York, where New York is not trying to make it harder to abort your child by any means.
It's part of their state constitution now, correct?
Yeah.
They did that a few years before Roe.
So it really just sounds like it's an economic trend. Like,
Yeah.
okay, what went first? Video stores.
Yeah.
We stopped seeing Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And then we, moved to streaming. And now it's clothing stores.
Mhm.
I use Amazon or online shopping now. And so while I'm happy that these abortion clinics closed,
Mhm.
it doesn't seem much different than just the way our society purchases goods now.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah. I mean, we're saving thousands of children every year
Yes.
from what has been the primary method for decades. But now the market is shifting into this pharmaceutical-based system. And so we're beginning to see a rise there. And it's so much harder because you can't pray outside of somebody's house
Yeah.
that like you don't know. There's no in between that.
Right. Yeah. So I think that's why it's so much more important now for pregnancy centers to be on the front line. And yeah, because we don't know where these women are who are buying the abortion pills. But if they know that there's some kind of community presence that can reach them, hopefully before they even think about the abortion pill, then that can be the game changer between life and death.
I also think one of the ways that we can try to reach those that we couldn't with surgical abortion. So we have the abortion pill and with the surgical abortion. Once a woman starts the surgical abortion process, that baby is dead. But the abortion pill is a 2-pill process. First, you start with mifepristone, which stops the production of progesterone. And then secondly, the woman would take misoprostol to start contractions and dispel the dead child. And pregnancy centers, like you mentioned, has this wonderful resource called Abortion Pill Reversal, where if a woman takes that first pill and changes her mind, she can contact her pregnancy resource center and take the abortion pill reversal, which is just a lot of progesterone. And it's like a 70% chance success rate of successfully reversing that abortion, and children have been saved with the reversal.
Totally. That's huge.
Well, and Whitney Freeman was one of the panelists at our convention this weekend, and she was talking about how previously they had done, maybe 10 of these in a year, 5 or 10, and now it's like, well, we did 10 of these in the last month.
Yeah.
Wow.
So obviously the market has shifted. So we're going to have to shift the strategy too.
Yeah. But I think, like you were saying, there is a degree of encouragement that, we don't want these abortion pills to be ordered. We don't want children killed by abortion. There is a saving grace in it, though, that unlike surgical abortions, where it's like once the abortion happens, once that abortion starts, the child is dead. But with the abortion pill, because that's on the rise, that means that we have an increase in second chances available to us. And so that's why it's important to know, does your pregnancy center near you offer the abortion pill reversal? Do you know about the abortion pill reversal? Do you know that it's safe and that it's just a natural hormone that your body produces in pregnancy?
Well, they use it as a miscarriage, or not miscarriage. Yeah. They use it as a treatment to prevent miscarriage as well in, high-risk pregnancies. So it's not like we don't use this medically all the time for pregnant women.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so, we have just a brand new landscape in the pro-life movement that I think is the battle lines are being drawn clearer and clearer now. Because, we see even in pro-abortion states that the battle is going online.
Yeah, and I would say a call to action to everyone watching, if you want to be part of the solution to this new trend we're seeing, is right now look up pregnancy center near me and know the name of your nearest pregnancy center, because you never know when you're going to have that conversation, when you'll need to share the information about abortion pill reversal with someone in your community or a friend of a friend, and just having that in your back pocket and just spreading the news about abortion pill reversal is important, because even though there is a high success rate, it's time sensitive. The abortion pill reversal has to be taken within 24 hours of that first pill.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
When they said at the convention, you should know the names of your local pregnancy centers. So I just thought, people don't know the name. I know mine. My church is super involved with ours. My wife was on their board.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, oh, right. People don't know that. So friends, look them up. Mm-hmm. We have a map of them on our website too. Links below.
Yeah.
You can find all of them and their contact information, and maybe save it in your phone just in case of emergencies. Because this is an emergency you can't really call 911 for.
Yeah.
You're going to have to call a pregnancy center.
Mm-hmm. That is really important. And we have another way that you can stop abortion pills.
And we're going to tell you about that after this break.
I have a message for you from Save the Storks, one of our platinum sponsors from the Convention for Life. Save the Storks believes that every woman deserves compassionate, life-affirming care that helps her future, not harms it. That's why this national ministry partners with local pregnancy centers to bring vital care directly into communities, like ultrasounds and pregnancy tests. For women who are searching online, their 24/7 chat feature brings immediate support and helps connect the woman to a local pregnancy center. True empowerment starts with putting her health first. Learn more at SaveTheStorks.org.
Want to support a cause you love and look great doing it? Visit the Texas Right to Life online store. You'll find t-shirts, hats, mugs, bags, everything you need to rep the pro-life movement wherever you go. Plus, you'll get free shipping on every order. Listeners like you, yes, you, can get 15% off when you use code PODCAST at checkout. Visit store.texasrighttolife.com today to shop with purpose and make a difference.
Welcome back, friends. I'd like to thank our platinum sponsors for the convention, Save the Storks. They were awesome people. Really happy to be able to work with them. So, before we get into that thing we told you we were going to tell you about, San Antonio has been told they cannot spend their taxpayer dollars on travel abortions.
Yeah, this was really good news from last week. And, we've talked about how San Antonio and other city councils were trying to spend taxpayer dollars to send pregnant women to other states for abortions. Texas Right to Life and some other groups sued. The Attorney General sued. And we got a ruling from a court last week saying, putting a block on San Antonio actually spending that money. Mm-hmm. And that's good because we're up against time right now. Starting September 1st, it will be extra illegal for the city councils to spend tax dollars, to give any tax dollars to abortion groups.
The downside is that means they are sitting on a pile of money that they're like, oh, we have to spend all this before September 1.
Yes. And so that's what we've been kind of eyeballing between now and September 1st is, yes, do you think Austin City Council is going to try to shell out the money as quick as they can before September 1st? There's a possibility of that. San Antonio, same thing. But because of this court order saying San Antonio, you can't spend the money yet, that's going to buy us some more time between now and September 1st that they can't just be like, here you go, all you abortion groups. Send those teenagers, send those women out of states for abortions. Here's all our citizens' tax dollars. You're welcome.
So they're trying to. So Austin's kind of trying the same thing. We haven't gotten a ruling on that lawsuit yet.
Yeah.
So
it's a different lawsuit, different court that's ruling on it. So they could drag their feet. We don't have any action on that yet.
So Austin wants to spend their money like college students stocking up on H-E-B tortillas before they go to out-of-state school. Cool.
Totally.
If you're out of town and know what H-E-B is, give it a Google. It's kind of a fun story. Anyways, that's a tangent of mine. We want to talk also about this other thing you at home can do. We really need you to do this. It's bully the government. We all know we want to.
Yes. If you're going to bully somebody, I wouldn't even say bully. You're just helping them. You're shepherding them along.
They are your government. You are their boss.
Yes.
You have the authority to do this.
Exactly. So, we just wrapped up our time in the Capitol. We passed a handful of awesome pro-life bills, but there was one that didn't get done, the Women and Child Protection Act. And that would crack down on abortion pills being sent in the mail, smuggled over the border. All of these abortion pills that are coming into the state, like Michaela said, 19,000 Texans had ordered these abortion pills in a single year. Yeah, it's a lot. And so this bill would have stopped that. The bill died. And so we need a second chance. If we don't have a second chance to pass this bill, we won't get to work on it again until 2027, which is the next time that lawmakers are supposed to meet in Austin. So track with me here. 19,000 this year, children possibly dying from these pills. 19,000 next year equals 38,000 children until May. If it passes next session, then that's 38,000 children that would die.
No, and something else we talked about this weekend is it's not just women ordering these pills. It's boyfriends ordering these pills and putting them in their girlfriend's drinks because I don't want to pay for that kid.
Mm-hmm. That happened actually earlier this month. There was a man in North Texas arrested for giving an abortion pill to his girlfriend. She didn't know that it was an abortion pill, and their unborn child died against her will.
Well, we're starting to hear more and more stories like this.
Yeah, because we also have heard of a story of this happening in Houston. And so now we know of it happening at least twice.
Mhm.
And those are the stories we know. There's stories that we don't know about too, unfortunately.
Yep.
Right. So what can you do about this? Well, to help pass the Woman and Child Protection Act, we need Governor Abbott to add this pro-life bill to a special session. That means that Governor Abbott says, lawmakers, I'm bringing you back to Austin. I'm going to make you work overtime, basically. And these are the things I want you to accomplish. Governor Abbott just this week announced he is calling a special session. So he's already bringing the lawmakers back to work overtime. Now he needs to add pro-life issues to the agenda. So far, he hasn't done that. And so that's why he needs to hear from people like you. So if you go to the link in our description, you can send an email to Governor Abbott saying, add this pro-life policy to the special session call. And we've gotten a lot of momentum, actually, for this idea. Yeah.
I would say maybe not bully the government, but if they've been bad employees, they need to be put on a professional growth plan. So let's just remind them what that professional growth plan is. You need to pass this bill.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
And I know all of you are in family group chats, or you have group chats of your college friends, your church friends, your Bible study. So the link is super easy. Commit to getting at least 5 other people to doing it.
Yeah.
And I think it really will make a big difference.
If you really want to shock them, call them.
Whoa. That's true. Who called?
We had a conversation the other day about how, like, one office was like, oh my gosh, this is so serious. We got 4 calls. I'm like,
Is that a lot?
4. Yeah, that's a lot. Oh, okay. Apparently, we all have phones in our pockets all the time, and we aren't using them to keep our government in line. All you have to do is give them a phone call. They are terrified of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Because so often we think, oh, someone else would do it. Oh, the other people watching this podcast will make the call. And then no one makes a call. So then when people finally do, 4 seems like a lot.
Yeah.
You know, there's that old adage about, like, the best way to starve a dog is ask like 3 people to feed it.
Oh, dear.
Everybody thinks the other one's got it. They'll get it today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm asking you personally, email the legislature, maybe give them a call. You know what? Just give them a call. And then they'll just freak out and be like, absolutely, we'll take care of that.
That is
Let them know it's a priority.
That is a really great way to commemorate this week as the anniversary of overturning Roe. So if you want to keep that momentum going, do something about it this week. Send an email to Governor Abbott.
Yep.
We believe in you.
Yeah.
You can do it. Okay. That was a weird reference that most people...
I know that reference.
You do! You know that reference!
Rob Schneider.
Yes! Okay. I'm not that old. All right.
A little bit.
Michaela's sitting near the dark, isn't she?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah. It's a reference to Waterboy.
Okay. That does not help me.
Yep. Okay. I'm still old. All right. So we need to contact Governor Abbott and make sure that he knows that we need this done ASAP. All right. If you missed the convention last weekend, I'm sorry. I wanted to see you there. But it is not too late for you to still watch it. It is available online, link below. Use the code podcast at checkout, and it'll be like $1. Seriously. Like, it's worth $1. In fact, it's worth ridiculously more than $1. I learned something every year. I've been doing this for how many years have we been doing this?
An obscene amount of years.
So a long time. I think I've been going to these for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And there's always something, right? So you could learn something. I promise you will learn at least $1 worth of information. So link below if you want to go ahead and watch that. It was awesome. Okay. Well, friends, thank you for watching. Contact the legislature. You personally, don't wait on your friends and neighbors to do it. I've done that even in our own office. We're like, everybody, can you just do that? And I'm like, oh, everybody else is going to wait. No. I live out somewhere that nobody else in my office lives. My legislators are different.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, don't wait on everybody else. Do it. Just you right now. It'll take you 30 seconds because autocomplete in your browser. Seriously. Contact the legislature. Tell them we need this to happen in special session. Pass the Women and Child Protection Act. All right? Cool. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in 2 weeks.